It's a time for more packages from China. Let's go.
There is no fancy art box today. Nope, it's just styrofoam inside a cardboard box. But it doesn't spoil the fun, because this thing is absolutely awesome. Oh, look at this. It's so cute. Absolutely. But inside the package we're having this tiny mini arcade machine, the Super Retro Mini. This is maybe one of the cutest like mini plug and play devices that you can pick up for not a lot of money. It even comes with very nice tiny cute buttons and a real micro switch joystick. And when it comes to this particular mini arcade, I've reviewed all kinds of different ones, but this is going to be maybe one of my favorite ones this year. The power supply is just a 12 volt 3 amp, which you can just actually see over here. It's a different configuration, but it's also a very cheap one. I always have like this debatable situation, like is this actually going to be 3 amp? I highly doubt it. Doesn't matter, but we're going to be plugging it in and chit-chatting about the machine and what it can actually do. At the back of the machine we're having the input for the power supply, audio jack out, an HDMI, 4 USB ports and an RG45. But what is kind of weird that we don't even have any options when it comes to the internet function. There's no update whatsoever. What we do have an option for, and that is maybe one of the coolest ones, over here we're having a compartment, and this compartment have the option to make this thing fully portable. But what are we needing? We're having these, let's say, huge 1800, 600, 450 batteries, and these are the ones that you're going to be needing, and finding good ones and good quality, it's going to be expensive, but yep, give you a couple of hours of gaming time on this portable machine, but I'm going to be using it with the power supply today. The first thing that I'm going to be doing is removing the plastic. Having the on and off switch over here, pressing it, you can just see that it has this very cool light up feature. It automatically boot up the display. Having pause, select, start, volume control over here, and it booted up instantly, coming with the very strange and unique Super Retro Mini Arcade Machine software. Yeah, it's more like a semi-Pandora's box in the inside. I understand there is also like a Pi 4 version, but that one is super expensive, or quite expensive compared with this particular blue version. The construction at most is made of plastic, so you can just see that no metal has been implemented in this, and upgradability you can just actually forget it, because there was no way of upgrading this device. But let's do a quick software update, or at least like a software like overview, and let's see if this thing is any good. But okay, the next up, let's talk about the display itself. The display is a widescreen display, an IPS, and it looks amazing. But there is a way to change the aspect ratio. I can already tell you that I figured out how to do that. It's not a really convenient way, but the display is very bright and very colorful. The thing that we need to do is remove the front plastic. There are two big parkers in here. You need to remove it and you can just lift it off. Super easy, or better said, easy peasy. It's not super convenient, then you need to remove the panel. And here we can find the buttons to basically navigate through the menu. And with the menu, I mean of course the menu of the LCD display itself. Here we can change out the aspect ratio from 60:9 by 4:3, something I wish they did with the software, but not a problem. We can do it with the LCD display. Take consideration with this version I'm having here, this particular version I can do it. I don't know if there's a different brand out there if it also has this option. Okay, so that fixes the aspect ratio, but there was another thing some people really hate, and this is the filter option. So nowadays with these devices we're going to get like a filter over it that doesn't look that pixelated. So if you don't like it, you want to have the original one, you need to go to the software, pressing the tiny button at the back like with a Pandora's box, go to the system menu, and here we can change out quality optimization, turn it off, and it will look exactly like it was back in the day. We don't have any scanline option, but here you can see that it looks way better. Personally, I prefer it have this way, because come on man, this looks like awesome. Like having the 4:3 aspect ratio in combination with no freaking ugly filter. But okay, the software itself, how is it with this? So it looks very similar to the Pandora's box, and I can tell you it is. So when I'm looking at the specifications, but especially when I'm looking at, let's say, the way they made this, it is exactly the same stuff like the new latest Pandora's boxes. One choppy menu, and we're going to get a lot of double games, a lot of hack games. There are some 8-bit and 60-bit stuff on here, but it is very limited, and you can see like oh boy, like even the titles go out of the line. It looks really ugly. We do have a search option pressing the B. With B, you're going to get the extra option search through the games. It's very convenient, especially when you're having one big gigantic pile of a shit list. So in my opinion, I really hate this menu because especially when you're going to slap up a lot of games on it, it's very hard to search them. Oh, this sounds really slow. I want to say it's going to be super bad emulation, but you can just hear it doesn't run on the correct speed. Audio-wise, or sound effects seem to be working fine. And this is simply to do because they are running on the wrong overall emulator. Wow. One other thing is like these tiny speakers are very loud, but also when it comes to the high-pitched sound, it sounds really good. Where it's not perfect overall emulation, I can really enjoy it. There's a little bit of a downside, there is no, let's say, quick load, quick save. And let's see how this will run. But it's kind of cool that we do have original aspect ratio now set up. Oh, we have like a lot of screen tearing going on. Oh man, and that's the downside to these freaking devices. The original Adventure Island or Wonder Boy is so cool. However, the screen tearing is absolutely annoying. And the combination with like the bass on this thing, I'm surprised how good it actually plays. Oh yeah, let's go. Jaquito, one of those very cool beat 'em ups, more like a Final Fight clone. The downside is that they disabled the freaking audio or didn't implement them in this game. So you have this like soulless game without any music soundtracks. But the overall emulation seems to be quite good when it comes to playing some old school games for PlayStation 1. So they managed to get that right when it comes to this mini arcade. But the unfortunate part is, if you're going to be looking into shmups with a vertical screen, yeah, they will look okay, but these games should be played on the vertical, let's say, screen. Let's say it would be if we will have like this view like that we can swap out, let's say, the screen itself, having the perfect resolution. Yeah, it is what it is, but even now with the aspect ratio set to 4:3, it's going to be looking absolutely great. We don't have turbo fire, so we need to keep pressing the freaking button. I'm getting my ass whooped here. Do we have a super bomb? Yeah, there we have it. Moving on to some Neo Geo with a Art of Fighting 3. I was about to say Street Fighter, but Art of Fighting 3. Again, a lot of screen tearing. You can see when I'm going to be jumping. Woohoo! Screen tearing to the maximum level. The joystick, I need to get used to it due to the positioning, but it's very responsive. I love the travel, where it is quite of a long travel, but the dead zone itself, it's not there. Nice.